The Jeff Vicario Show.
Rockstar, picking up your sock star, plastic gangster, stacking shells and Asda, underachiever, daydream believer, ripped jeans, late teens, microwave your baked beans. You wanna change the world, 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 but your mom won't let you.
Hey, the Earth, this is Jeff calling from, I was gonna say the abyss, but that would be to be overly dramatic about the circumstances. This is Tuesday, late March in 2021. You're listening to the Jeff Vicario Show on SLE Music Radio, show number 38. Yeah, I'd be way closer to the magical round number of 50 had I not decided to do this a bit less often. But all things considered, it is working. It is doing what it's supposed to do for my general well-being and mental health, in that I really do enjoy this 2-hour journey into the realm of indie music worldwide that has been sent to me over the last however many weeks that it takes to get a show lineup together. It is very much easier to do this like this, and that's the intro. The first artist is called Get Real with an exclamation mark. A band that I've been following passively, as is one is wont on Twitter, because, you know, how many artists do you ever actually have the time and good fortune to listen to? But this one cropped up in my Spotify release radar, or whatever it is that pesky service provides for me every week. And the song is called Untethered. I really liked it when I heard it, and I wanted it on the show. And they sent it to me. Here it is. Get Real. Untethered on SLE Music Radio. great song. Get Real, Untethered. I must admit, I really like the 16th note hi-hat thing when it's deployed well in a song. It gives the music a particular kind of propulsion, and I really liked it. I also loved how that song was such a classic pop tune, and it kind of tread on familiar sounding territory, but still the chorus caught me by surprise because I was expecting more of an explosion, and then it was different. It was unexpected, untethered. A great title too that caught my eye. It's just one of those words, tether. I didn't even know what it meant in terms of, well, yeah, I mean, I did and I do, but it's what am I talking about? I don't know. But yeah, that kind of brought to mind Ghost main man Tobias Forias erstwhile band Subvision had a similar vibe, but the pop sensibility. When you can write songs, you can write songs. That's a rather redundant thing to say, I admit, but these guys, just great. What a magnificent, one of my favorite singles of the year. I'm not gonna lie, I would put that in the top 3, with, well, now I'd have to name a couple of others. I can't. But never mind. Great way to kick off the show. Get Real. Go look at them. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, go to their Spotify, Bandcamp, wherever, and listen to them. Next up. This artist is one of my countrymen, I do believe. The artist is called Delta Wave 82. I was sent Delta Wave 82's album by Retro Reverb Records. It's difficult. RRR, Retro Reverb Records, who are releasing it. It may even be out. It probably is. The song is called Airstrikes. Now, that was a very cool way to end a song. Unexpected. A really neat sort of, let's add a sort of fusion style drum feel to it. And what did I tell you about those 16th notes on the hi-hat? Regardless of genre, they add a certain something to a song. That was Delta Wave 82. A magnificent song from called Airstrikes. Oh, now I'm gonna have to cheat and check what the name of the album was, because it deserves to be mentioned. Oh, there it is. Delta Wave 82, a Finnish 8-bit synthwave artist. Dystopian Sunset. That's the name of the EP. Release. Well, this is one of those things. It says the 5th of 3rd, 21, or the 3rd of 5th, whichever it is. So it's either May 3rd or March 5th. I don't know. Well, never mind. I could find that out. But I'm too lazy. Great song from a great EP. I would heartily recommend that you take a look. Take a listen. Oh, I'm mangling my words. Because there's I was really that seemed to be in a sort of genre of one in terms of the things that were going on there. Having said that, I am no expert on the various genres of synth music, but Airstrikes by Delta Wave 82. I loved it. Very, 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 very good music. Now, moving on. Let's try to keep this under 2 hours. Oh, it's going to be a late night anyway. Cthulhu Dreamt. Moving on with the album Cthulhu Dreamt. We're going to be playing 2 pieces of music, and they are called Lucid Dreaming. Again, more of an interlude type thing. And the song proper, which is called Call from the Void. We are way past the halfway point of this record right now, and it's been an amazing journey. Cheers to Reed and Jake and Jeremy and all the guys in Cthulhu Dreamt and Fable Factory and all that good stuff that you guys do. It's been cool connecting with you. Here it comes. You're listening to SLE Music Radio on March 30th. Let's listen to Cthulhu Dreamt now. I'm not gonna mince words here. These guys are so good at what they do. Just the ending of that song alone, where they not only slow it down, but the guitar or the tunings go down, and then all of a sudden the sound breaks off entirely. It just, that level of attention to detail is just crazy. and the combination excuse me, I've been singing again, so my voice is a bit short. Yeah, the level of detail and the technical ability, proficiency, and all those things combined with a vision and songwriting ability is rare. And as a guitar player, again, I'm very impressed by the tones, the tonality of the guitars. It's because if there's one thing I don't particularly like about modern metal, and there are many things I don't like about it, but because I come from a pretty old school sort of outlook on heavy metal and specifically guitar playing, in that I don't like down-tuned guitars all that much. But with Cthulhu Dreamt, in that particular song, for instance, which was called Call from the Void, preceded by an instrumental piece called Lucid Dreaming, which we just heard. The tones, it's you don't even pay attention. And that's good, because it means that, because there's, let's be honest, with guitar playing, there's always a sense of like one-upmanship going about it, you know. And you want to listen, you want to hear the guitar player actually play it, and so that it's not cheating. Essentially, it's kind of wrong in a sense to have that mentality, but guitar players have it. You know, is that guy actually playing it, or is he quantizing and copy pasting and fixing it? It ultimately doesn't matter. But how I hear Cthulhu Dreamt, for instance, during that song, the tones are really good and unforgiving to my ears, where it's like you gotta be able to play well if you're gonna do it. And I realize that it's kind of a hallmark of that style of music, where it's, I don't know, sort of progressive, genty kind of metal, where all of the pauses in the riffs, for instance, are as important as the actual notes that are played. So I don't know what I'm saying, but I love that record. Indeed, I think Cthulhu Dreamt, I'm very, very happy I sort of have accidentally, it was like a raffle. I didn't know which album I was going to go through. All of the albums that I was sent way back when, last December, were worthy of being played in their entirety, but I'm really happy about this because it gives me a chance to play metal on every single episode, because there have been a fair few where it's been mostly kind of synthy and all that. Cynthia, that reminds me, Omega Gone, how's your record doing? Is it coming out? Anyway, speaking of synths, a segue to C-Beam, whose, as of this recording, new single is called Tin Foil Hat. Now I realize that because I'm 2 weeks ahead of airing this show, these songs that I speak of as new have already been out for a while, but never mind. C-Beam, he's been on the show before, and I'm happy to have him back. This song is called Tin Foil Hat.
take a tinfoil hat to know. My dogs are tucked, my cats are white. Wind clicks on my telephone. Bring me down, they try and try. They breed us tough out here, they breed us tough out here. Got my place booby trapped, got my bags already packed. When they come knock knocking, when they come knock knocking, all dressed in black, cars back to back, limping talking from their chest, lipstick on their mouth I guess. Doesn't take a tinfoil hat to know they're coming. Got devices pointing to the stars. A shining kid will take me in their arms. Soon we're gonna prove the lemmings wrong. When suddenly the meek become the strong. Yeah, you'll never see me go. Doesn't take a tinfoil hat to know. Will seem like I was never here. Gonna take a heavy heart to miss me. No one understands my reality. Doesn't take a tinfoil hat to know. But I think you're special. Somebody worth saving. Somebody who could be worth my trouble. I could make a hat for you. Sit with me in the corner. Do you feel about the world like I do? Do you sleep at night? Things not seem quite right. I think that you are my shining kid. Copies on the parts, just step right in.
Whoa, there's a lot to unpack there. First of all, I think it shows remarkable restraint from the writer and the arranger of that song. The song was C. Beam's Tinfoil Hat. It shows remarkable restraint to keep that song in that particular rhythmic pocket throughout, and sort of resisting the temptation to go in an unexpected direction, like doing, I don't know what, a double time bit in there or somewhere. And I also really enjoyed the little, well, not little, but all of the additions in the soundscape, the guitars that seemed to creep in, all these different melodic things, and it was reminiscent to me a little bit of I don't know, maybe Depeche Mode around Some Great Rewarder and Black Celebration, in that sort of 80s stuff where they would have a lot of counter melodies and, you know, melodic riffs and the synth riffs in the song. I mean, if they'd used distorted guitars or whatever back in the day, that would have been a contender for that record. But the vocals here are a bit different, but they fit that song perfectly. It was a creeper, in a sense that it crept up on me upon first hearing it. It was a bit taken aback by what's going on here. But it just grows on you. That was Tinfoil Hat from Sea Being. Very, very cool single. Enjoyed it immensely. D-Chroma. They have an EP out. And I believe the EP is called 2, if I'm not entirely mistaken. Their previous EP, believe it or not, was called 1. And I have it on good intelligence on their public Twitter that the third EP might be called 3. But never mind. There were a couple of songs. It's an EP, of course. There's a couple of songs on it. I'm having a silent dialogue. Well, not a silent dialogue, but the other person interjecting in this conversation is in my head, and he's silent. You're not hearing it. I do, and he keeps telling me to move on. There are 4 songs on the EP, and I checked them out, and this was the one that I picked. This is called Frame Dragger. Really, really liked it. It's got some stuff going on in it. Let's listen to it. You're on SLE Music Radio, the Jeff Vicario Show. This is D-Chroma, Frame Dragger, from the EP 2. Well, some more proggy metal goodness there from Dichroma. Or Dichroma, how do you even pronounce that? But you know which band I'm referring to. That was called Frame Dragger. Of all the songs on the EP, that drew me in the most because it was like a best of all the sort of progressive metal bands that I like. From this, I felt there were like touches of Queensryche there a little in the melodies back when they were good. Obviously, when Chris DeGarmo was still with them, some Opeth vibes on the jangly guitar arpeggios. There, some slightly odd, almost atonal. Well, not atonal, but kind of what's that word? Well, you know, the Opeth chord. Weird chord voicings played against open strings and stuff like that, and some Tool vibes in the vocals as well, and the overall pacing and everything was just so good. The whole EP is absolutely worth your while if you are into good music of the metal. A progressive and adventurous metal style. Very unique vocal tone. I really liked it. It's not classic sort of metal. Like I said, there's a little bit of that Maynard feel there in a good way, but it doesn't come across as copying. It's just like a little minor sort of inflections here and there. The same with Jeff Tate. You know, I heard a little bit of that there. Anyway. That was Dichroma, a great band with a great EP. But what would be a Jeff Vicario show without some Frankie and Ricky Abbey? They seem to be on at least every other show, which is cool. I love playing their music because they go from one feel, one style, one vibe to another. Was the last one I did that tango a bit, and the next one, at least judging by the title, is going to be a bit different. This is called Sunny Hope, and this is Frankie and Ricky Abbey, my like borderline house band, you know, on SLE Music Radio. There's a summer song for you from Frankie and Ricky Abbey, Sunny Hope. Very different vibe there. I'm not well versed in sort of different sort of world music styles, but I could see it's so generic, but like a safari style. That gave me some sort of African, visuals from in the what's that region called? I don't even know these words. Whatever. I like their sense of adventure when they put these songs together. They go from one style to the other, and there's always a joy to the music that they make, even if it's in a slightly more sort of melancholy key, which I don't offhand remember whether some of the earlier songs that I've played where they were in that sort of minor to major sort of continuum or whatever you want to call it. But the overall feeling is of positivity, which is good in this day and age. And as we sort of lurch towards the summer and hopefully some better times globally, that is the kind of music that you want to hear a little bit more of, I think. What's next? Last week I decided to break some rules, and I started another. Why do I do this R thing? It's not as if I'm. Let's start over. Last week I started another album playthrough because I was sent an album called, the name of which I now do not remember, but the artist is called Ryan Summers, and the album is really, really good. I think it was Undue Influence, but I'm gonna check. And then probably while we listen to the song, I'm gonna forget to check, and then you'll all be like, that is very unprofessional radio. This was the song that I was going to play on the last episode. This song is called The Curious Story of Benjamin... No, sorry, that's an Iron Maiden song. The Curious Story of Brad Halsey. It's an intriguing name for an intriguing song from a very intriguing record. This is Ryan Summers, and you're listening to SLE Music Radio.
Prepared to fight a man needs. He doesn't go away. Under observation, discharged in a day. Hook me up to set me up. 3 Addies a day. Just 11 hours away. Staring up the same old cliff, tranquility draws near. I know I made that cloud disappear. Looking down the cliff on high, I see her face appear. Subliminal thought download, ringing ears. The seed was planted in my head. The seed was planted in my head.
Well, that was Ryan Summers. The Curious Story of Brad Halsey. And I did forget to check, so I'm gonna do it now and waste all of your precious time. Because... Wait a minute. Yeah, it was Undue Influence. I don't even remember what I said before the song because I was taken on a journey by a song seemingly sort of rolling into one everything that's great about, I don't know, classic Nine Inch Nails, and that song wouldn't have sounded out of place on the last sort of borderline decent Depeche Mode record, which is Playing the Angel from some 15 years ago. There were certain sort of the dynamic shifts in the song that kind of reminded me of that particular DM album. And this song was very much of a quality that it probably would have made that record a lot better than what it was. Because Ryan's ability to develop interesting melodies is very, very impressive. And I really like the way he uses his voice to just sort of there's a confidence and a sort of vulnerability there, I guess. I don't know if that is the correct adjective, but that is a very good combination of and a rare combination to have as a singer, where you can sort of express a variety of different emotions and to make it sort of work in that dynamically very varied sort of soundscape, and the way that punch in the gut when it first appears, that loud is it a chorus or whatever hook on which that song sort of turns. I am not I'm not doing a very good job of it again. I should really just maybe move forward when I run out of things to say. So that's what I'm going to do. But continuing on the story that has now begun of the album Undue, influenced by Ryan Summers, will be next episode 2 weeks hence. I've been reading Lord of the Rings. I should start speaking old-style English. Bringeth forth the next songeth frometh the Denmark of the Hamlet. To be or not to be, city lights, come ye forward with echoes of the Bifrost. Oh, yeah. So, City Lights back on the show. Not too long ago was the time when I last played his music, and here he is again. This song is called Echoes of the Bifrost. City Lights. City Lights, Echoes of the Bifrost. Now, very, very Floydian, I would say, not in execution, but the chord structure, the melodies, the synth lines. I'm gonna do a horrible pun and say that it definitely had echoes of some classic Floyd. I don't know. The intro to "Shine on You, Crazy Diamond" comes to mind, but it was its own thing, not least because of that bass line. I loved the bass tone. I loved the bass line, the way it had a certain swagger to it, which made that song into its own masterpiece. I really, really liked it. It went just to different places. A very cool keyboard solo at the end too. I loved it. I've been actually kind of thinking about how to do something like that, because I've got a song that needs a solo, but it's been a hard slog trying to put it together with just like a MIDI. Well, never mind. Let's not go there. That was City Lights, Echoes of the Bifrost. I got distracted. I heard some voices somewhere, not in my head this time, but you know. The next artist. So yeah, thanks to City Lights for sending that. Thanks for being a major supporter of the show. It's always a pleasure to play your music. In case you happen to be listening, which I assume you are. You tend to be around, which is really cool. Anyway, let's digress. No, actually, let's move forward. This song was supposed to be on the previous one. Then something happened and I didn't put it there. I'm sorry. But these things happen. This is a song called Amorous You by an artist called If by Whiskey, an LA-based artist. I was supposed to play it. I even mentioned it on a show or in February or whenever it was, but I forgot. But here it is now. Let's listen to it. Amorous You by If by Whiskey on SLE Music Radio. That was If by Whiskey and a song called Amorous You. Well, mood shift from proggy sort of horizon gazing instrumental music into a very nice pop tune, short and to the point. A very cool song. I liked it. Nice vocal style too. Very sort of up front and center in the mix. Catchy as all hell. What's next? My latest failure. The song is called Disappointment. This was quite a recent submission to the show. I'm trying to remember what this sounds like, but I don't remember because it's been several weeks. Let me just venture a guess that this is not gonna be. This is not gonna sound like an outtake from the Beatles' White Album. I'm guessing something a little bit more harsh is on the way to pummel our eardrums on SLE Music Radio. My latest failure song is called Disappointment.
Disappointment, I've let you down again. Over and over. Disappointment, I've let you down again. Over and over. I don't remember what I said, but judging by your face, my words colour razor blades. So deep and personal, insecurities at least nothing can be healed. I see the tears running down your face as you tell me exactly what I've said. I'm a fucking disgrace, and I'm so ashamed of the things that I've said. Disappointment is happening again. Over and over. Disappointment. The pain is causing you. It's pushing you further away. Broken promises once again. Razor blades to fragile hearts, and I know these scars won't heal when they're being reopened by me. So what you see when you look in his eyes, you see the same man you once knew. You see the walk I how the place I used to be, or just a savage prick that's wanted away. I'm my own worst enemy. I don't know why. Always try and ruin those things, especially little things in my life. I got a black heart and it's running away. It's running away. I don't know why I'm dead inside when I've got your love in my life. I got a black heart and it's running away. It's running away. I don't know why I'm dead inside when I've got your love in my life. I got a black heart and it's running away. It's running away. I don't know why I'm dead inside when I've got your love in my life. I'm my own worst enemy. I don't know why. Always try and ruin those things, especially little things in my life. I got a black heart and it's running away. It's running away. I don't know why I'm dead inside when I've got your love in my life. I got a black heart and it's running away. It's running away. I don't know why I'm dead inside when I've got your love in my life. I got a black heart and it's running away. It's running away. I don't know why I'm dead inside when I've got your love in my life. I got a black heart and it's running away. It's running away. I don't know why I'm dead inside when I've got your love in my life. I got a black heart and it's running away. It's running away. I don't know why I'm dead inside when I've got your love in my life.
Well, that was a very heavy, tight guitar sound there. I actually kind of liked how it. There were a couple of bits where, because whoever's doing the rhythm guitar playing there is really putting some muscle into it, but there's a couple of bits where it's like, oh damn, this is a little too fast. And there's a slight sort of like where it drops a little. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I like the gang vocals. The guitar solo was an interesting sort of almost atonal sort of digression from the main chord pattern there, but it had some attitude to it. So, that was my latest failure, a song called Disappointment. I got some, I don't know, sort of punky Hanoi Rocks vibes from some of the chorus gang vocals there for whatever reason. I don't know why. But yeah, that was some hard charging, intense playing there. It just held together. I kind of was like, oh, is the guitarist going to make it? But he did. Let's now move on to something else entirely again. And it's Saphira V. I haven't played Saphira for a while. This is from The Mask. A recent release from her. This song has a very fitting title because it is called Darkness. And yeah, let's listen to that right now on SLE Music Radio. Saphira V, Darkness. What did that remind me of? Weirdly, or maybe not so weirdly, I got some Kate Bush vibes from it, circa Hounds of Love. Saphira has a particular way of handling rhythm. There's a machine-like quality to it, but then it seems to be a little bit off. Like that one, the beat seems to be a little bit like racing ahead, but then it's not, and it is. And you're in that sort of push-pull feel all the way through the song. And for whatever reason, maybe it was the what's the term? I don't even know what the term is. Compressed or something. The sound, the tonality of the drums that had that little bit of an 80s vibe that brings to mind, indeed, the likes of Running Up That Hill or Cloud Busting or... Well, that is a magnificent record from Kate Bush. And the record by Saphira V is also amazing. The album is called The Mask. And that song was the 6th song off of that record. And that song was called Darkness. Enough, You Cry. And you would be correct. The next song is called Enough by H.D. Bradley. And, I don't remember how this song goes. But it has an interesting waveform. It seems to build. So I'm kind of looking forward to be reminded of this song that I picked for the show some weeks ago. And now I seem to have forgotten. But I am sure it is good. Otherwise it wouldn't be here. H.D. Bradley, Enough on SLE Music Radio right now.
Here's to the knife in my back, and here's to the thorn in my side. And I'm too scared to forget. Yeah, I just wanna run and hide. Here's to the pain in my guts, and here's to the nights I don't sleep. And here's to your poisonous touch, and everything you stole from me. Oh yeah. Try to wash away your sins with alcohol. Find that they come back again, darker than before. And you can lie forever, but it's not enough to love anyone. And here's to the hole in my heart, and here's to your bottomless pit. And I'm too scared to hold on, and I just have to live with that. Oh yeah. Try to wash away your sins with alcohol. Find that they come back again, darker than before. And you can lie forever, but it's not enough to love anyone. Try to wash away your sins
Oh, it keeps on going. The synth sound there, or whatever it was. That was H.D. Bradley, a song called Enough. Kind of nice to have that sort of singer-songwriter style of song in the mix. I don't get them too many. Too many of them too often. Words forming sentences signifying something or maybe nothing at all is how I approach the English language and all the other languages that I occasionally use as well. Oh, but a nice song, well written, well put together, and building into not into an explosion or anything, but just adding layers and things. It's an interesting approach to songwriting rather than sort of bringing it down. You just sort of end on a high note and then it's over. Next song in line is called Broken Melody. I heard this on John Warwick's show a couple of weeks ago, or whenever it was. He played this on the Artist show, and I really liked it. It had some awesome guitar work in it. And so I wanted to play it on my show as well. The artist is called the artist is called Vix20, and this is a really cool tune. We've got nearing the end of the show. Three more songs to play. This is the first of the three of the last of the whatever. Vix20, Broken Melody, coming to you now on this rather subdued Tuesday evening. Of course, as I'm recording it, it is Saturday morning. Are you confused? Don't be. This is a pre-recorded show on SLE Music Radio.
Fear the whisper, charm, black swan breaking your arm. In the distance, alarm, breakdown, exciting mirage. Wear your best clothes, smiling, ready to go. Little girl grown, let him know. Out of place, my face trolling slow through the night. I see. Why did you grow? How did it go so fast? Broken melody. Why did you grow? How did it go so fast? Broken melody. Moving closer, smile. He's fake news, tear in my eye. Bruised her face, love, dressed in man and love hearts, trying so hard. Nod your head, slow. He's listening, you're telling him no, screaming to go. Daddy, no. Off my face, kiss, chase, chasing birds in the park. I see. Why did you grow? How did it go so fast? Broken melody. Why did you grow? How
song's about you. What do you think?
It's a little bit rubbish, Dad.
No, it isn't. But I understand where that young person is coming from. I understand it very, very well. Let's start with how amazing that song was and how it just seems to exist on a plane somewhere beyond like explanations or words that can do it justice. First of all, the chorus, the stop-start thing with the rhythm, the guitars, magnificent. You don't hear that often enough, where you just, instead of plowing on full on, you add some pauses and it gives it a different energy. I really liked it. Another thing I really enjoyed was how the melody and the chords form this sort of thing where you're not quite sure, is this not all the way through, but in places it's like, is this in a minor or a major key? It sounds like it could be either, and you're not really sure, and I love that. That is the line that I try to it's something that I've always aspired to be able to do myself. Write a song, sad song write a sad song using major chords, write a happy song using minor chords, or something along those lines. But that was magnificent, and the extended guitar work towards the end, the whole sort of outro with the solo was just perfect. I loved the drum sound. I loved everything about it, and the confidence with which it was just put forth. It was amazing. Oh, loved it. That was Vic's 20, a song called Broken Melody. And I repeat the young person who said that. I share that sentiment or understand where it's coming from. But you're wrong. But when you grow up, you will understand. 2 more songs on the show to be played. The first one is from The Word, 6. Back on the show now with a song called I Am Free. Some more rock and roll coming your way.
Chance to redeem yourself, refresh and follow ways. There's a book sitting on your shelf, I think it's calling your name. Crack it open and immerse yourself. Your life, it won't be the same, no. 'Cause I am free, just look at me. You know I'm not the same.
666. The penultimate song of this show. This show number 38 of the Jeff Vicario Show on SLE Radio. That song was called I Am Free. It's been the rockiest, most hard rockiest, metalist show ever, I think. Just occurred to me that there's a lot of guitar here, mixed in with some really cool synth stuff as well, and some sort of things that sort of bridge the gap and use both. That's cool. I like it like that. Anyway, the word 66. That speaking of using sort of like on the VIX 20 song, where you use pauses in the riffs to create tension and interesting sort of rhythmic shifts, whatever. That was such a classic hard rock song. It reminded me of so many sort of powerhouse bands. A little bit of like Rush back when they were in their Led Zeppelin phase in the early days. Well, Led Zeppelin too. But these guys have their own thing going, I think. I like this sort of, they start with a classic sort of, this riff is going to do that, but then they add something that's a little bit different, and there's a songwriting a sensibility there, something that really grabs you. They're really good songwriters, which I always appreciate. And but most of all, it's that powerhouse delivery. I don't know if they're a 3-piece or a 4-piece. I probably should know, but the drums and bass combination just works. I like the bass tone a lot. Distorted, driving, really cool lines. And just out and out great hard rock there from the word 66. That was I Am Free, the second to last song on this show. I'm gonna leave you with something that you haven't heard. This is the forthcoming third single from Jeff. Get ahead of myself. From John Warwick and myself. We've been working on music for actively for I don't know, since February. We started writing stuff together in late last year, at the end of December. Between Christmas and New Year, we wrote our first song, Humanitize, which I played on the previous show. And in between, we released a single called Digital Child. And I was going to play that one, but then I changed my mind, because this is the third single that's actually coming out this week, on this Friday the 2nd of April. This is called Foul Smell. It's the, I think, 4th tune that we wrote. We're working on an album. It's going to be on the album. And this was a bit different in that we went a little bit to Deep Purple on it. It's got some Hammond organ happening there. And it's a bit rough and rugged and a bit out of tune, but it's a cool tune. We had a fun time writing it. As indeed we have had fun writing all of the songs that are going to be on the album. I don't know what it's going to be called. I'm not exactly sure when it's going to be out, but it's going to be out. It's going to be short, sharp, to the point, and as catchy as we can make it. It's been a good, fun episode, this one. Thanks for listening, for tuning in. Thanks to all the artists. We started, feels like ages ago. Get Real was the first artist. Then we played some Delta Wave 82, Cthulhu Dreamt, C-Beam. We had D-Chroma, Frankie Enrique Abi, Ryan Summers, City Lights, If By Whiskey, My Latest Failure, Saphira V, H.D. Bradley, VIX 20 with that awesome song, Broken Melody, and the word 66. And now I leave you with Foul Smell by John Warwick and myself. Have a good rest of the evening, night, day, or morning, wherever you may be listening to this, wherever, in whichever part of the globe. Good night, and I'll see you in 2 weeks, or hear you, or whatever.
Full of fucking tricks. The pigs are in their thighs, rolling in their shit. Some of them are greedy, needing your feed. They're climbing up onto
managing the clowns and guiding all the sheep. They're trying to steal the glory, the flavour of the week. Slimy PC enzymes filling up the room, blocking out the sunlight with the spray of its perfume.
What you gonna do? What you gonna say? Who you gonna blame? Where you gonna run to escape the foul smell? Nothing left to lose, nothing left to say, no one left to blame. Oh, nothing you can do to erase the foul smell.
Welcome to the circus, you can't disguise a hog. Dress her up in makeup, lipstick her a god. Bringing out the punters by telling packs of lies. Your words mean nothing, their harvest amplified. Gather up your straw and make yourself a bed. You ain't going nowhere, the butcher wants your head. Tell us of your faults, stumping in your boots. Oink, 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 I have nothing left to do.